You're in my world now!
We battle with the gods under 1,000,000 stars. We battle with the gods under 1,000,000 stars. We battle with the gods under 1,000,000 stars. There's lion blood in my chalice, a goat heart in the balance. I speak in italics, discussing these chances. In the Eiffel Tower of Paris, my chariot, the color is metallic. A wonderland to Alice, it's all blunder and malice. Best talent that's combined with magic. Behind the static, there's voices in the shadow. The only choice is battle. Hop into Hellcat and skedaddle. They're watching King Kong climb the Tower of Babel. Ignore every Eve trying to give me an apple. The little rascal that can't be canceled. In the courtyard of my castle, these hens doing nothing but cackle. Now they walking in my chapel with candles that's lit. Definitely with the shits, cause we handle it. Met with the building that is brick by brick. Old Mac, big head, can't tell me shit. Capoeira with the spiral kick, spit hieroglyphs when the tyrants sit at the Coliseum. Whether spies or allies, I know them when I see them. Greet them with an olive branch, that's for the treason. Watch Pocahontas rain dance for the season. Is he still breathing? After the execution, they blame spirits and start the accusing. And then survive every disaster and delusion. Supreme mathematics, the author of confusion. Niggas be cheating and they still losing. Bones in my blank keep me tuned and influenced by the moon sin. A lunatic in the truant skin. A boogeyman with a heart like a ruby gem. A whirlwind, I twirl in the middle of tornadoes. Between riddles and fables, keep my Glock on the table. Shot of scotch keeps me stable. Watching divas belly dance with diamonds in their navel. We rode on sound waves that was way before a label. And while you getting hung by the TV cable, I was ready and able. The black amour that raised you from the grave to the cradle. We battle with the gods under 1,000,000 stars. We battle with the gods under 1,000,000 stars. We battle with the gods under 1,000,000 stars. They think a nigga filthy, I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove, I hope you feel me. They think a nigga filthy, I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove, I hope you feel me. I got my back against the wall, I make a couple calls. Pimp this telephone, that's that grown man ball. My program won't fall, trying to forget it all. Spending dough at the mall, acting like I'm within the law. But we outside, niggas try to get a clout ride. Cause I'm bout mine, and I'm never out of time. Won't ever doubt my grind. Walk a dead line, dirty money kinda shine while I age like wine. Cause the game's bittersweet. The prism from this ism won't let a bitch sleep. You see me, then you don't. Gotta keep the mystique. Just check the technique.
I need a little scratch.
They think a nigga filthy. I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove. I hope you feel me. They think a nigga filthy, I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove, I hope you feel me. Back to the basics, problems like my blunt, nigga, I'ma always face it. Ain't worried about expenses, cause I'll always remake it. While I'm rocking the latest, radiant cuts on the bracelet. Intoxicated and concentrated, whether sober or wasted. Shit ain't over till I take it, that's a thief in the night. No bark, no bite, we slit throats and we move in silence. Cause it ain't no talking when you gotta choose violence. I'm on a diet, so the beef is no discussion. We seek the repercussion. money grows on trees, so we smoke it like it's nothing, cause it's always something. They think a nigga filthy, I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the store, I hope you feel me. They think a nigga filthy, I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the store, I hope you feel me.
What's good? What's good to the Money Religion staff out there? This is the God 720 back in this motherfucker. Thursday, 2 o'clock. What it is. It's about a minute or two late. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But we are here. I make good on my word, and that is the point. The hyperindependence. Where does it come from? You know, what is hyperindependence? This is very important because I'm hyper independent. At least I try to be. You know, everybody has their ups and downs and shit that's going to come along in life where you're going to reach out and need somebody's assistance. But in reality, I try to be as self-sufficient as possible because I have experienced the mass amount of bullshit somebody can put you through. You know what I'm saying? Or the fake faces of people. That's why, you know, when you go out about, you go to the parties, you go to the club, people in those environments have their fake on. So if you're going to network with people while they have their fakeness on, does the networking conclude to something? No, it doesn't, because you met the fake motherfucker. So in this world, you know, they say every human has three lives. They have their public life, their private life, and their secret life. You know, so you're a triple face motherfucker. You know, and I'm not a person who has any secret life. Okay, because I don't like weird shit. As a matter of fact, the homie told me, I just got off the phone with my nigga. He said, look up the etymology of the word weird. How about I do it right now? I said, you know what? I need to do that. He said, I don't use that word no more. I said, what the fuck? Why not? He said, bro, I looked up the etymology of that word and lousy. So let's look up some lousy. Okay. Let me hear, nigga. Fuck that dumb shit. A dependent motherfucker gonna get whatever they want you. That's why the oatmeal is lumpy. That's why your grits, you know, aren't smooth, motherfucker. Because you putting dependency on somebody else to make your shit, and they don't give two fucks. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So Twitch done permanently closed my account when I did the video on the Encyclopedia on the Alchemy of Women. So I guess my Twitch days are over. It's not like I had any fans there anyways. But you see how they try to condense the reality. They want to condense it because they want you to be the fool. They want you to be the mule that carries the heavy load. And we can all eat off of you. And that's how that works. So let's see here. Here it is. Weird. So let's look up the word weird real quick. Let me look it up. Let's look it up. Let's see what we got here, because everybody be using that word nowadays. You weird, this weird, that weird. I'd be like, nigga, shut the fuck up. Because it doesn't fit your little inferior mental space, you automatically want to call it weird because your brain can't grasp what's being seen or what's going on. Okay, let me see here. Okay, weird. Weird is to turn, spin, vertier, versum, vertex, a vortex, vortiginous, vorticism, The whirlabout artistic school that preferred vortices to cubes. It has been suggested that by metathesis, yurt becoming yuret, the prefixes re and retro were formed. CRE. Let me see here. That is not what I was looking for. Let me make sure I had the right shit here. We need to look up this word weird, so just bear with me, people. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you all showed up. And today, it's a beautiful Thursday in Las Vegas. Okay. Somebody asked me about 50 Cent doing his residency here. I mean, good for him. Get your money. The nigga 50 Cent is a beast. You know what I'm saying? He's a monster, and he's gonna get the money like he should, like all of us should be aspiring to do, and a lot of us don't. And that's because we don't know thoroughly what money is. Okay. And since we don't know what money is, we can't put boundaries around what money is and how it will affect us. And if you look at the lottery system and those stories of the people in the lottery and what has happened to them after they've gotten money, lawsuits, scams, you pull up the real parasites of the world and they attack, and want to use you as great host for their devouring. And we have to understand the parasite is the real devil. It isn't the snake. They tried to use the snake as the symbology, but that's not it. It is the parasite, most definitely. And the reason it being is because, you know, when it comes to this existence, you have never seen, there's no other animal in existence, okay, that can take over your mind, your senses, your sense of smell, direction, who you're attracted to, can alter your sexual habits, can alter your eating habits, and the parasite can do all of that. So, because the parasite has that form of power and no other being on the planet does, the parasite is the devil by default. Okay. And always remember, anybody who has a pet in their house has parasites, you know. Anybody who has pets have definitely chosen Western popularity and and social influence. And they have also chosen, animals over humans. And there could be a lot of reasons for that. It could be traumatic responses and why that has occurred, you see. But what Americans take as trauma isn't really trauma, like my homie was just saying. Like, nigga, let me take you over here to Israel where motherfuckers are getting bombs dropped on them. Let me take you over here to Mexico where they cutting off heads and leaving them in the park. Let me take you over here to Colombia where the kids is getting sold for kilos and all types of shit. And you motherfuckers up here want to talk about you done got traumatized or because because you broke up because your boyfriend cheated on you, because your girlfriend, wouldn't cook you no food. You got PTSD. If you don't shut the fuck up with that weak ass shit and what humans have been through, let me show you something about PTSD. You out here trying to lay down the train tracks and your leg get chopped off. That's PTSD, my nigga. You know, having a developing a friend while you're in training for the military, and then you go to war and this nigga get his head blown off right in front of you while you sitting down eating some food with him. That is PTSD. This weak ass shit Americans are calling trauma is not real trauma and drama. And trauma and drama does end up being like the alternator to the engine to keep things going, to keep you running. It keeps you moving. And that's also what hyperindependence does. Hyperindependence usually stems from being let down and lied to so much, so but that's why you hear me hear my music. My music is hyperindependence. Okay. And that's because the mass amount of rappers, well, I can't say the mass amount of rappers when we include the entire realm, and that's also the underground. These niggas are letdowns. These niggas have been letdowns, and they're only going to be a letdown if you look up to them. I never really looked up to any other rapper, but what I did do was hold you in a position of what you stated, your position is, and that is also by default a representation of black males. And a lot of motherfuckers have done a lot of embarrassing shit. So that makes me, walk backwards into the bushes like the brother Homer Simpson, and we don't want nothing to deal with you niggas. Who is these niggas? You know, we got to get away from these niggas. You understand? And that's what it is. I'm not fucking around. I don't want to be in the same box with the majority of what you see in hip hop. And that's why I try to make sure my music is of a different line and it's of a different wordplay. Um, you know, with especially a new introduction of words. I'm probably, I probably brought more names of gods and goddesses into my bars than what anybody has, when it comes to the hip hop world. And also hyper independence when it comes to how I survive, at one time, and that's, I guess that's sort of hurting me at the same time. And you also have to check this because it's in your natal chart. So my natal chart states that, I need to be on the power couple type tip and making money with a girl and shit. It's like, man, fuck all of that shit. Them motherfuckers ain't designed, they don't train themselves for making no money. The majority of females out here, the highest they gonna go is a call center. You know what I'm saying? And besides that, it's gonna be entertainment and attraction and that they're utilizing and in order to get to the big dog. Definitely attraction is going to be being a beautiful girl is going to assist that picture. And you have a college degree, which a lot of them do. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that to the SOS, to the OSO collective. Yeah, I have to drop daily because let me tell you what happened since we go into this, and this is sort of correlated with the thing. It's weird what's been going on this year. This year, I've been hit the hardest that I've ever been when it comes to finances, but I've been surviving, and I had to go get a gig for a little while. You dig what I'm saying? And the gig was so wrenching on what was going on and how the people of society were being affected that I had to I didn't have to, they let me go. It was like, nah, we can't, and they couldn't really have a reason on why they let me go because I play by the rules, but the way I play by the rules, and then dealing with white folk, you never know when they're gonna flip on you. That's why I sort of keep the distance with white people. You never know when they're gonna glitch, especially when it comes to the native. That's definitely where you can see that military space with them. Never. One thing I learned with my past relationship: never put nothing in nobody's hands, especially when you have a persona of appreciation and you like to keep your things and you like to possess. The mentality of an entrepreneur is going to be possessive, because and that is definitely during the course of developing a product and whatnot. You want to install admiration into your product, so that's how the customers look at it, and you also want your customers to appreciate the product that they purchase because that influences word of mouth, which word of mouth is still the number one marketing tool to this day. So you definitely want word of mouth going on during when it comes to your product. So you don't put nothing in other people's hands. And I had to go to a little job for a little minute, and this job was taking care of car lots. Okay, and it was a call center for car lots. I mean, for individuals who just purchased new vehicles and they were setting their appointments at the dealership to get their vehicle fixed or whatever. And the hustling they were doing was out of this world. It's out of this world. They had to be making at least maybe 500,000 a day minimum. I'll probably say 750,000 a day minimum. I don't know, but because I'm not looking at the numbers, but from the calls that I was getting and the way things were set up and how many people was in the call center, nigga, we was getting 5,000 something calls a day on complaints of vehicles, and that's why I've been telling everybody, don't do these new vehicles from 2015, 18 and up. Leave those cars the fuck alone. But I will tell you, don't buy electric vehicles. But I will tell you to go ahead and get the ticker symbol. Let me give it to you real quick. The ticker symbol on the stock market for lithium batteries, which is what electric vehicles are dependent upon. And there's going to be some lithium mines in America that are being dug up, and all the due diligence for the companies are being worked on right now. But there's one major company that's going to be doing the most of them, and this company is called, drum roll please, let me see here. Let me see, where is it at? Where did I put that shit at? In my phone. I think the ticker symbol is LAC. Lithium American Corporation is what it's called. So if you got your Robinhood or Charles Schwab or whatever you're doing in the stock market, you definitely want to look up that company. Stocks are real low and they're going to skyrocket within the next coming year. And there's a couple of other stocks that are going to blow up within this next coming year that we're going to be discussing on the Money Religions Locals. You dig what I'm saying? But that's another reason, hyper independence. I can't work a job. I have definitely been, I have no problem with the environment. The environment definitely has a problem with me. And that's something that I've been dealing with in my entire life. Wherever I go, I fuck shit up. Or people try to scapegoat me out as the reason on why shit fucks up. And I didn't really do shit. I played the game on how it's supposed to be played. But a lot of people have these things where they say, yeah, it's called Lithium Americas. LAC is the ticker symbol, okay? So y'all do that. And the reason why I say do that, because the stock is now only $3.24 and it's going to blow up. And because of this whole thing about a lot of people ask me about Bitcoin, bro. I just talked about that yesterday, and I'm not getting at you or anything serious, B, when I say this. Bro, no. Look, when you listen, I need people to listen, because this also deals with hyper independence. Okay. Hyper independence and your survival out here in this world is going to be based on consistency. Repetitive activity brings you the true definition of a behavior or the result of a thing. Okay. So you have to look at these things in a scientific format. Okay. So humans have been on the planet for 10,000 fucking years. Let's go there. Okay. So there has been no digital within the space of 10,000 years. Now, when we talk about the normality of human defiance, which occurs in every generation, people of this new world, there's really not a new world, because we're all still standing and pissing and sitting and shitting. There's really is no new world. We're still listening to music. That's been going on since ancient Egypt. We're still painting. That's been going on since the caveman was drawing on the wall. So there really is no new world. Okay, so let's talk about the reality of what the fuck is going on. What we have here is human defiance and also self-sabotage. And self-sabotage has been going on since the guilt trip of leaving the Garden of Eden. Okay, when you left the Garden of Eden, you understood that I'm now excommunicated from glory, and I'm out here in this world where I'm supposed to receive punishment. Maybe the Lord will allow me back into the Garden of Eden if I can show, that I am so sorry that I'll inflict pain on myself. And that's what humans have in their DNA. They have this little genetic thing of self-sabotage. You can see it in tattoos. You can see it in liquor consumption. You can see it in tobacco addiction. You can see it in, bad consumption of just foods overall, eating of the shellfish. All of these things are self-sabotage. Okay, we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. Now, when it comes to a Bitcoin, humans are not in a comfort status to operate off of a digitized money. And the reason why, here's one reason why, is because they've already shown you, just like Kamala and her bad presidency is showing you. And she keeps on telling you that we're not going back. And what she means that we're not going back to pricing. The inflation will continue to rise if you put her in office. Okay. They're giving you 4 warnings, just like Bitcoin is giving you 4 warnings. Bitcoin has shown you how many times has an individual had millions swiped off their fucking Bitcoin? How many times has billions of dollars just disappeared because some fucking hackers came up in here and fucked it up? Huh? How many times? Name it. Put down the number of how many times the news has showed you Bitcoin is going to fuck up. How many times? Somebody lost their password and 20 billion and got wiped off the shit. And your money is all wrapped up into there. Huh? We are not in a normal, we're not practiced is the word, okay? We're not experienced enough, okay, with a digitized form of money. Everybody loves tangible dollars, and the human loves to feel. Look at this. When I do this, your mind automatically goes into money because it is the rubbing of the coin. It is the rubbing of the dollars. Human behavior, muscle memory. These things have been going on for 10,000, 20,000 fucking years, and 5 years of a fucking Bitcoin ain't finna break the practice. It's not gonna break what we are accustomed to. Okay? There is no Bitcoin. Okay? Bitcoin is full of shit. Okay? Crypto is full of shit. Okay? Now, when it comes to the money religious locals, like I said, it is a thing that is in existence because you have humans out here who like self-sabotage. You have humans out here who are not achievers in things in the world. So they want to destroy themselves and they want to destroy everything around them because they are too inadequate to achieve anything. They can't achieve pussy. They can't achieve money. They can't achieve a house. They can't maintain a car. They can't maintain a goddamn business. They can't do none of these things. So that's when you have the fragile, weak demon. Okay, the motherfucker you see is spinal cord and shit. You know, and these fragile, weak demons are the motherfuckers who are destroying society. You see it? Because they can't achieve anything, and they are in a fear of any form of responsibility. Okay. And that's where the bottom line is at. They can't be responsible for themselves, and they're not going to be responsible for anybody else that has expressed love towards them. And as a matter of fact, if you want to get technical, you've been eating too much Lucky Charms and Fruit Loops where you biologically can't even reciprocate, or you can't identify what love is when it's expressed towards you. Okay. You know, they tell you that they're making fortunes off Bitcoin. See, once again, like my homie said, he was talking about the MC that just passed in New York. Rest in peace. I don't know his name. But he was like, yeah, you know, that MC was this and that. He was like, well, you don't listen to nobody. I don't listen to nobody. No, I don't. Sorry. I don't know who the fuck you are. I don't know what your experience line is. I do not know your resume. Okay. And until I can, and those things are proven, then you're going to be valid to speak on those areas, you know. And if you're experienced with many things, you can speak on many things. And also, you will have a good processor for whatever is presented to you, even though you may not know anything about it. Okay. So stop looking at videos thinking that some dumbass then made $1 million off of Bitcoin. Or they made $1 million off of the crypto. It is all green room, and you don't have proof that it is not. Okay? That's the point. That is the point. You don't have proof that these niggas is not Hollywood scenery. You don't know where the money comes from. Okay? They're showing you numbers on the screen, brother. It's all screen. You see, let me show you something. Kicked out of heaven. How do you know this is real? Because you can go to Amazon and order it. That's how you know it's real, and it will show up in your at your front door. Okay, and you could go outside of me and purchase said material. You can go to the Amazon You can copy and paste the ISBN number, put that ISBN number in the Google, and you will see droves and droves and droves of websites that carry the material. As a matter of fact, go put my name up in eBay, Keenan Booker, and you will see it. They will show you pictures of the tangible, the physical material. You understand? So you know it's real. Now, so then if you know that's real, then you know that I'm real. You see how that works? So you know this ain't no digital puppet bullshit when I get up on this microphone. Why? Because I am rogue in the areas of socialisms, and I speak on things that society doesn't want you to know about. Okay? That is the truth behind it. You see? So everything here is real. Okay? We don't deal with falsehoods. Bitcoin, crypto has a large percentage that states it is not real and has a possibility to not be real, to fall from grace if it is in the space of reality. Okay? Because humans are not comfortable with fucking around. Let me show you something. With no goddamn digital money. Now, let me show you something. All the Mexican yard workers that you see, all the Mexican, motherfuckers is building the bridges. Okay? Are they? What company is paying their employees in Bitcoin? Thank you. Okay. All the Mexicans, the immigrants that are here, they give them the EBT card. Did they give them the crypto on the EBT card? Now this is a very real statement. This is what the brother says. He says he's making money off of crypto as we speak. It is green room for sure, but as long as I cash out before the drop, that's real money in my account. This is a reality. This is how we look at the situation. And that's why I said, when we come to the Money Religion Local, will we have a high priest or an individual who is over the Bitcoin crypto? Yes, because it is in the space of reality, because you know about it. Okay. And many humans have agreed to it. But as I was restating to the Mexicans or to the immigrants that are filling up this country and working several jobs, they know nothing about a Bitcoin. And they are operating off of cash flow. And America is going to be dependent on cash flow. Even the strippers were trying to act like they can receive a Bitcoin or they can, on my Cash App. Cash App is a system that is conditioning humans into digitized money. So is PayPal. So is, your bank account being online. You could go to the bank account website and go to your account. All of that is digitized money that is on the screen until it is physically taken out of the ATM of your choice. You see how that works? Okay. So we have to get into space of what is real and what is not. The brother says he's getting paid off of crypto, which sounds very good. And I can't go against what he is stating. Do I know that as a reality, though? No, I don't. That's just what he states. And that sounds good. Okay. So we have to understand that, when people are saying things, it don't mean a goddamn thing. I have to deal with reality because I'm traumatized. I'm traumatized in the space of trusting people. I'm traumatized in the space of being let down. I'm traumatized. So all of those things to build a level of hyper independence where you're going to be very weary about bringing somebody into your zone, and you're also going to be very weary about getting involved with other people into their zones. You see, because every human has the possibility, approaches with the smiles, but they do have the possibility and potentiality to infect your situation and fuck you up, for whatever emotional reason that they want to do that. Because anybody who operates in that format is definitely emotionally based. And one thing that's very, when you've been through the struggles and when you have tried to assist people, and when you're, you try to bring a better light to what an individual may be doing, but you see that their possibilities of doing something else that is connected to said business is where they probably should be at. People will get mad at you. People will get mad at you for developing a plan. Some people will stick with you just to hear the plan, and then they're scared of you because your level of intelligence and that you can design a plan and also execute the plan. And one thing about me is that I know I can design a plan and execute a plan by myself with the goal. Now, it's a lot more easier, and it is also far more fun, especially in the masculine mind, when you have a team that operates in said fashion. And that's why a lot of males are go through sports when they were younger. So when that is team operation. I've never been in team operation or any form of camaraderie with niggas. You know what I'm saying? And every time that shit did happen, there was static. Whenever a motherfucker it was like, yo, nigga, you need to kick it with us, nigga. I like the way you think and operate, boom, boom, boom. The niggas just be doing that shit just to try to fuck you up because they wasn't born with that same type of shit. When you look back at life, and say you was a kid who got into a lot of fights everywhere you went. Once you understand what human existence really is, and the aura and how experiences are attached to your thinking and whatnot, and you say, damn, I was kicking it around single motherfuckers, and my video game always got stole. I was always getting lied on, by these niggas. I always, there was rumors going on. I was always fighting with niggas. It's because you came from a loving household and they didn't. And they can see that shit on your aura and they try to fuck you up because they're jealous. You see? So these things develop the hyper independence that you see 720 is on, and that you see is installed in my books, because I understand thoroughly that the black male comes out of the slavery situation. And due to even if we physically don't come out the slave situation, and you were Native American or you were ancient Grand Moor or whatever the fuck, you were still in slavery mind when it comes to standard Negro thinking in America. Okay. That there was many niggas that didn't understand these situations. So, why leave the military that you're born into in a status of vulnerability and confusion? So let's go ahead and clear up some dumbass with the books that I presented. And this dumbass was installed by neglect. It was installed by a lack of ferociousness, a lack of force that our parents put down when it come to um, you know, understanding how Caucasians built this whole thing. But then at the same time, there's always the perfect timing. So it wasn't meant for them to do that because they didn't do it. What was meant for them to do is what they have done. You see what I'm saying? So I got some questions over here. So we're gonna approach a lot of these questions. Let me see what we got here. Um, so the brother asks, "What's my take on Andrew Tate? I presume he's Hollywood green screen." Yeah, the nigga was a rapper. You know what I'm saying? And then the nigga, your father was an African American that speaks Russian with the KGB. Bro, you're a Fed. You are born underneath Fed litigation. You were raised in that cycle of understanding about existence. So nah, I'm not. I don't listen to an Andrew Tate. I don't fuck with an Andrew Tate. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to prove himself to be, big cigar smoker, and then you see he was talking about Romania was the greatest place to live. In Romania, put the nail to your ass, nigga. Romania locked your ass up talking that shit. And Romania did it so Romania could prove to the world, oh, we're with the system. You know, we are dedicated. We're not going to allow any babble on the microphone. You dig what I'm saying? And that's what happened. Um, Let me see here. So yeah, I don't fuck with the with the with the with the Andrew Tate. You know what I'm saying? I don't listen. I listened to a couple things he said, but whatever. Just like Kevin Samuels, I didn't really fuck with him neither. You know what I'm saying? Um, let me see here. Yeah, whenever you're talking about a Bitcoin or any type of product or anything that yeah, hyper independence is definitely a form of security. Okay. Straight up, because anybody has the possibility to fuck you up, and there is no telling if somebody is going to be there when you need them, so don't ever rely on a system of somebody gonna have to be there, or you can reach out and call on somebody. Don't do that, because as soon as you do that, you're just leaving room for somebody to talk shit about you behind your back. You're leaving room for somebody to let you down, and that energy can be very disheartening. So, and I have to support the position of hyper independence for everybody, and that's why I put this out here, because we are underneath attack. So get the books, all 6 books: Kicked Out of Heaven, Volume 1, 2, and 3, The Black Man's Bible, Real Nigga Etiquette, and the Ethereal Law for $100, and you get the ebooks of the Encyclopedia on the Alchemy of Women for free. You see what I'm saying? So here's another question: did your trust with people change how you deal with and or trust women? Yeah, most definitely. Um, you know, uh I don't trust shit, man. And it's just, better in a space of you know, like my homie was just telling me, statistics say that black males die lonely and by themselves, and the reason being is because um we're sensitive to the scars, and once you have, a scar leaves a mark on you, and a hug or a kiss doesn't. You understand? So you will always be reminded about the pain that occurred, whether it was physical, spiritual, emotional, whatever, when you can look at those scars. And a lot of people expect you to look at those scars and then just to keep going and love the motherfucker that put the scars down on you. And when you have a masculine mind, believes in revenge, and this is what you're seeing over here with the Israel and Palestine situation. This is what you see in all areas of religion, is a mentality of: you strike me, I strike you, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. And a lot of people feel as if, black males are just some scapegoat for violence, because they exploit the violence that we commit on each other. So, you know and the reason why I use the word exploit is because white males fuck up white males, Asian males fuck up Asian males, fucking Spanish males, Mexican males fuck up Mexican males. Do they exploit those avenues? No. They put the Mexican males fucking up Mexican males underneath the guise of gangs and cartels. They show, they they put white males fucking up white males underneath the guise of MMA or UFC or fucking wrestling or business. Okay. Because they do it big in business. Okay. When they show you Asian males fucking up Asian males, they say, oh, that's martial arts, or underneath the guise of business. Okay. And then when they show you African males fucking up African males, oh, it is war militia that is going on. It is, uh political malfunction. There's been informants, there's, they're always a traitor to some European government. And there has been, accolades given to one side, guns given to the other. Okay. And it's black on black violence. It's not, it always falls underneath black on black violence, just like when you look at the Thriller in Manila. You know what I'm saying? And while I'm talking about the Thriller in Manila, Mike Tyson is going to fight Jake Paul. It is on the sports book, so it's going down, and they have Jake Paul favored. And I'm gonna tell you right now, uh they better not fuck around with Mike Tyson's legacy, because you have to understand the mass hysteria and the psychological connections that's going on here. especially with Kamala and all of them trying to act like they're going at black males right now, and they're gonna, and black males are going to, vote for Kamala and all that other shit. And then Bill Clinton's supposed to be coming down here to Vegas and supporting Kamala's campaign. Look, her campaign is fucked up. It's done. Don't bring your shit down here. You too, Bill Clinton. Take your ass on to another direction. It ain't happening in Vegas. You dig what I'm saying? Your whole fucking Democrat is bullshit. You understand? Let me put that out there, because they're fucking around with the mental stability or the masculinity that is left with inside the ethereal space for black males when they do this Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul bullshit. And they're favoring Jake Paul in the fight. So I don't like that. It's very mysterious on what's going on with that whole situation. And it's definitely a situation of playing who is the toughest, who is the big bad motherfucker, And Mike Tyson will always be the big bad motherfucker. Don't be bringing no Pikachu YouTube white boy up in here to fuck up Mike Tyson's legacy. That will not happen. Do you understand? Clearly that will not happen. You understand? So yeah, I'm going to disrupt. Fuck that. Fuck all of that shit. Y'all niggas out here fucking around in these magic zones, and you thought everybody had too much McDonald's fries grease in their fucking brain to see what the fuck you motherfuckers are doing. I see it clearly. If everybody else, I don't know how the mundane thinks. I don't know how anybody else is raised to perceive things, but you're not going to fuck up the 720 eyesight. I see it clearly, and we're not doing this, so shut your dumb shit the fuck down and get back to what's important when it comes to the stabilizing of America. You understand? And us kicking the world's ass, you understand, is what we used to do. And that's where we need to be right now. And if we're not kicking their ass, we need to be having some type of defense mechanism from them trying to come over here and fuck shit up. You understand? It's simple. You don't fuck up your homeland. You know what I'm saying? So let me see here. Let me see what we got here. So yeah, I don't, my trust with women really got fucked up being in a monogamous relationship. And well, actually, the pimping fucked it up too. Because, girls will be liars, man, you don't have to deal with shit. Okay. That's the whole thing. That shit is optional. The only thing that's not optional for you and me is having money. Making money and having money is not optional, but dealing with somebody's mouth, dealing with somebody's bullshit, dealing with their family dramas and traumas and whatever the fuck happened to them when they were 5 years old is optional. You understand? And you also have to understand that humans don't study humans, and this is an extreme area of animal backwardness. How are we having these women who are pregnant and, supposed to be the connector in between the man and the next generation and what's going on with production? They don't study the mental sciences. They don't study human behavior, and they're giving birth to humans, but they're so blind to think that, a person is just a person and a person just gonna do whatever they just gonna do because they want to do. No, motherfucker, that is not how it works. Your experiences are going to create your behaviors and your responses to things. Okay. And that's just the bottom line, you see. So when you really get down to the nitty grit, that the majority of women don't study human behavior and they give birth to humans. They don't study sociology. They don't study biology. They don't study none of these departments. And all that information is actually available to us right now. Bro, that's a write-off. Like, what the fuck do you want that type of level of dumbass around you for? Like, I don't, nigga, temporarily, you know what I'm saying? They don't study the monetary sciences, you know what I'm saying? So you start getting money, they start getting jealous, they expect you to spend all the money on them. Their mamas raised them with fucking 20 years of fucking Walt Disney in the brain. I remember the first time that shit really hit me. I was going to DeVry. I had just moved to Atlanta. And I was kicking it with this shorty. Her name was Ebony. And she was real tall. I had some real big ass tits, no ass, right? So we was kicking it, smoking the shit. And bro, I went to her crib and we was walking and she was showing me around her little apartment and shit, or her townhouse. And she took me to her daughter's room. And her daughter's room, the whole wall, just like this right here, the books behind me, was filled with all of these Walt Disney movies. I was like, B. And I started looking at the titles, just from the door. I was at the door of the room and I could see the titles. And I said, B, I've never heard of a Dumbo 2 and a Dumbo 3. Like, what is this shit? She was like, oh, yeah, you didn't know, when you watch a Disney movie, they fucking market to you all these other movies. And Little Mermaid got like Little Mermaid 4, 5, 6. I even seen some of them said, Little Mermaid 2.5 and shit before they got to number 3. There was a 2, a 2.5, and 3. I'm like, B, what the fuck is this? So that's the first time it hit me. The majority of the women of our generation and younger, they get abused by their mothers. A lot of the turmoil that you see, I've never met a woman who had a good relationship with her mom. Never in my life. And I've dealt with hundreds of women during the course of my life. Okay, I've never met a woman that had a good relationship with her mother. Their mothers do a lot of drama and a lot of trauma and a lot of abuse, and it comes from the uterus is alien level, states that you are the new booty. See, she understands that she's used cunt, and she also understands that you're new cunt, so you're automatically a threat. The majority of women look at their children, or look at their daughters as threats. Okay, and if they don't put them as threats, they might also put them in the invitation space as a worm on the hook. You understand? To catch the big fish. So they put you as a worm on the hook to catch the great pervert that's going to marry you and put the fucking diamond on your fucking ring, on your finger, so you can go to church and so you can go to work, and it makes it look like you're married to the big boss, but the big boss that you're married to is over here humping on your fucking daughter behind closed doors, and the fucking mama says nothing. How many of those situations are going on? Yeah, let's talk about it, nigga. Let's talk about it. Okay, because this develops the girls into what space? Hyperindependence. Okay, because the girls, they go out here in the world and then they've already been abused by the stepdaddy and the uncle and shit. So then they go to the high school and they fall in love with Johnny, and Johnny wants to poke on the cunt too. So then she looks at it like, oh, that's all you niggas want to do is just hump on cunt all day. I have no identity. Is the space they fall into. And when you really look, when you observe the communication styles, a lot of men subconsciously put women into that zone too, because they don't even call them by their names. They'll call them baby. They'll give them nicknames, thought and all this other shit, which removes the identity clause. But then in ancient Rome, women didn't have first names. When you look at early America in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, in even the 80s and 90s, the male used to come to the home. It would say Mr. and Miss blah, the male's name and the male's last name, So she didn't have no identity because, she would be identified as her last name, a miss and a last name, never her first name, because we don't want to activate the toxicity that can come out of your system. You dig what I'm saying? Let me see here. How important is vulnerability from a responsible position? Never make yourself vulnerable, and the reason being is because it's a dog eat dog world. So vulnerability in the space of the animal kingdom, or dog eat dog, is going to be when you're laying down with a broken leg and I am hungry wolf and you have the broken leg. You are vulnerable to be my meal, and that is what will occur. Do you understand? So vulnerability, don't listen to all of that shit came out of the women's mouth. Don't listen to the ladies, because the ladies don't develop shit that has anything to do with your progression, your protection, okay, or your sustenance, none of that. Okay, what they can do, and what a lot of them have lost the skills to do, the majority of black girls nowadays don't even know how to fucking braid hair anymore. You know what I'm saying? They're all dependent on micro braids and shit. They can't even put a goddamn style in their cornrows anymore. You see what I'm saying? So you better watch out for that shit. And now, um, they are to maintain the kitchen and the household. That's the most they could do. The household that you provide, because in reality, they not gonna get up there and clean out no gutters, nigga. If that's what you thought, if that's what you thought, they not gonna clean no gutters. They not gonna cut no grass. They not gonna do none of that. Now, for the women who will turn on, you see, like, okay, for instance, my past relationships. Let's go over this. Let's go over the women who don't fit into these categories. The women who don't fit into these categories usually don't wear any makeup, okay, because they don't need any makeup because they have a natural beauty. They're not worried about nails, okay? Girls who have the regular nails and they're not putting on nails with glue and paint and all this other shit. They're not really worried about it. They're not you have to look for the identity markers that show you that she's not in or connected to about what society says about her, okay, or society's judgment, okay, or the big Sabbath dance that all women are doing, okay. The real woman who will get down on her knees and clean the toilets and clean the oven and shit like that don't put on nails. Okay, they don't wear nails, and the reason why they don't wear nails is because they understand that cataclysmic situations can come at any times, and they're going to run to assist, and therefore within that running to assist, they don't wear sandals. You'll never find them with sandals on. You'll never find them with Crocs on. They will wear high heels, but they'll most likely wear flats before they'll put on high heels. They'll put on high heels if you're going to the gala affair and whatnot. You see what I'm saying? So they don't do attachments to their hair. Okay, they don't put mass amount of chemicals in their hair. They keep their hair long and as natural as possible. These women aren't really concerned into too much inner circle drama, okay, and they'll listen to the drama of their girlfriends, but they most likely not going to bring drama to their inner circle unless it's a hard body situation going on in her relationship. You see what I'm saying? This type of woman, okay, has no problem with dealing with children of any age. This woman definitely is vocal, and wants to speak about a mass amount of things that aren't necessarily in the space of gossiping, but they will always approach questions. They'll definitely bring you questions because they look at you as, not only the bearer of truth, but also the a person that they can investigate with to find an answer, and they will tussle about social situations to come down to a bottom line, and they will operate off that bottom line. These women will also um approach will definitely recognize when they're wrong. They have no problem with saying sorry, but when it comes to any woman, too many sorries because of her social activity is definitely going to put her in a space of feeling defeated. And because she looks at you in a high position, she'll revert and hide her face, because it's like looking at glory, looking at the glory of God, but God doesn't look at her with glory. So she'll start hiding her face and things of that nature, because she feels like she's not comparable, and you may look down on her because of how many sorry she didn't had to come at you with from ills that she has committed. Now, a lot of the ills that she has committed is usually done during the course of the menstrual cycle. The menstrual cycle flips her mind into some type of evil warp zone where they want to, express viciousness. And this viciousness comes in a multitude. Usually it'll come into a vocal fight, and sometimes there is a desire of getting hit. And this is for the younger girls who didn't grow up with any civility of controlling these mechanisms, because the generations of women of old definitely taught their daughters, yo, this is the mannerisms that need to be conducted during this time, so you don't bring the shit to the household, and you must condense the bullshit. Okay. But also there's the proper diet is going to condense the bullshit. You see what I'm saying? And not put the woman into a ravishing mind frame during the course of the menstrual. Now, when she's eating all these terrible foods in a high meat diet or a high milk diet, a high cheese diet, and the cleaning needs to occur with the bacteria and all of that other stuff in the vaginus, then you're gonna get rowdy. She's gonna get rowdy. So she definitely has to have a leafy diet, and soups are important as well for a cleansing mechanism. Smoothies and teas are definitely needed as well when it comes to the maintenance of a good mentality in a woman, or in anybody for that factor. uh that also goes for men. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that's let me break down the good woman, so we're not putting 720 in his space of not trusting and not fucking with any goddamn body. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing: the truth about the matter is that the psychology states you don't know a person until you have lived with them for 2 to 3 years. So, and that is very true. You don't know a person until you live with them for 2 to 3 years, so you can see the cycles that they operate in. You know what I'm saying? And one of these cycles is just like I stated, the menstrual, which arrives every 3 to 4 weeks. You see, so you have to peep what goes on in the stance of that cycle. But there also could be other psychological cycles that need to be carried out because of what was installed in them during the course of their childhood, like being let down or being set up or not being being left stranded. Some people actually need that, because you have to understand that when humans are born, they automatically compute everything is love, and that stems from being breastfed. So after the being breastfed, and if you were denied that and fed nothing but infamil, there's already a disconnect between you and the mother. Now, what happens during the course of life is your younger ages, you perceive everything that's going on as the format of communication and love in between the parents specifically, and then also what you see out in there in the world. Okay. Now, the key thing about this, the most important thing about this, is that the kids that come up in abusive environments have read that abuse as love. Okay. So if they start to read hate as love when you love them, on the space of peace and unity and betterment and perfection, they'll look at you like you're weak. Okay, because they don't know how to identify that, because they're accustomed to the abuse being read as love. You understand? So you got to pick these things out and see what the case is, and these will be the red flags to let you know if you can continue or not. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, from what I've witnessed, um and how women are treating their daughters, females are going through more abuse than what males are. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to black households, and for black women that are having black sons on the single mother level, the black sons get highly abused because she's been casted out and doesn't have she's been ignored and neglected in the space of love, like ugly girls. Ugly girls feel the same shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they'll go out and have a baby with a degenerate and just keep that shit to the, you know what I'm saying? So that's what the case is. Uh let me go through some questions here we got here. Uh yeah, Jonathan Majors, that was funny on what happened with him, and he was supposed to put out the Kang movie, which that movie didn't get put out because that whole Kang concept is definitely mockery. We kings and queens, and white people be laughing at niggas talking that stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? We're not all kings. We're not all queens. There's a mass amount of degeneracy going on. A lot of people do not operate with the civility of royalty in their natural operations. For you to have that civility of royalty, it's natural. You know, it is a trained and taught thing as well. You know, but also within the space of royalty, there are barbarians birthed. You know, there are the retards and the autistic are birthed also by royals. So let's not forget that zone. You dig what I'm saying? But the whole thing with Jonathan Majors and, you know, the white woman feel as if she could beat him up and all of this other shit, and he couldn't say shit about it. Then when he went and go get with the black woman, and the black woman pays all his bills, supposedly is how they made it look. They made it look as if he was a boy that had no control and was a traitor to his race. And then because he became a traitor, he reverted to the status of a boy to get with the black mammy that's going to give him pancakes and, you know, triple D tits, you know. And this is the complex situation that they put down so niggas can remain in the status of a boy. You understand how that works? Okay. So this also goes back to the situation that happened in Florida where the white girl was an OnlyFans girl and she stabbed up she killed her black boyfriend or something, and now she got sent up to the pen. And then there's also the other situation of the black DJ on the Ellen DeGeneres show who got hung or who supposedly hung himself. And everybody's trying to say that the white woman did it now because of the way she acted after the whole situation went down. You know, what we have to understand is that white women and that uterus is a motherfucker. No, like a black woman told me that. She said white women and that face hugger, boy, that shit is a motherfucker. And that's what you're looking at. You're looking at the chaotic rule and control that the face hugger wants to have in the dimension, but can't have it without the human host. Okay. And that human host being the female will unleash, and especially because of the transparency with the white female, is will release at any given moment over any situation, you know. And that's one reason why, you know, I love all people, I love all races, but I can't fuck around because it's been too many situations where white folks will fucking flip on you like that, bro. You're having a good time and fucking hobnobbing and, you know, drinking a beer or whatever the case, and they'll take some shit you said, and before you know it, the police are walking in the room, you know, but they were all with it during the course. So you're a spy, you're a traitor. You know, you are only loyal to your kind, and that is natural law. You see what I'm saying? So due to the fact that we're all black males and black males don't understand these operations, they're all individualistic in their shit and only link up with who for whatever similar cause, whether that be pushing the kilo or rapping on stage. I don't trust no fucking body, bro. I put nothing in nobody's hands, bro. I put a product in your hand and I'll sign it. Is the most I can do. Because, bro, you know, one thing, I'm living in the desert is what you got to understand. And there's a large metaphysics with living in a desert, you know, and so let's look at growth for a second. You know, when you're living on the East Coast or in the Midwest or down south, there's mass amounts of growth. And obviously, growth knows how to conduct within that procedure because they get to 30-foot tall trees, right? They get tall trees. We produce the plants. We can feed. There's an ecosystem that evolves. Okay, there's a small ecosystem out here, and the ecosystem in the middle of the desert is called deprivation. And this deprivation puts all the beings in a system where they extract from the one that grows. And the only one that grows is a cactus. And the cactus gets so abused that it is the only plant that has thorns and has to protect itself from motherfuckers abusing it so much to take it out of its complete life force. Because you got a bunch of scoundrels, a bunch of goddamn fucking lizards and scorpions and the coyote and the fucking the road runner and all these other beings that want to eat directly off of the cactus. You see what I'm saying? And it is only the cactus that grows. And So it's a little bit different out here, and you have to be very fine-tuned on how you operate, because these motherfuckers will will exhaust the resource of you being that cactus. Okay. And nothing else grows but the cactus. So coyotes don't fucking grow to the extent of bearing fruit. Neither do the running birds, the hummingbirds, or the bees, or the wasps, and the scorpions, and the lizards, and everything else. So I'm in a different geographical location that operates differently, because that's what every geographical location does. It's all different. Deserts are not tundras, tundras are not forests, forests are not swamps, and so on and so forth. You understand? So there's a metaphysic here on how things operate. I wish this fucking Mexican would take his fucking ass on with this fucking blower outside my goddamn window. These niggas is ignorant. I'm gonna tell you right now. Ignorant. But it's spiritual war, obviously. Motherfuckers don't want the shit I spit on this planet, but it has to be done, because everybody is not your sheep here. Everybody is not your carcass to pick off of. And there are many individuals who do not know that these paradigms are operating. So it needs to be known. We're not gonna watch cartoons and your fucking dumb shit, your Pixar, for 30 fucking years. Fuck you. That's just how that works. You bring us your Bible, and then you break all the rules in your own Bible that you taught us and had us going to school for. And now you got niggas out here wearing dresses on the front of rap albums and shit. Get the fuck out of here, B. This flip-flop shit you think you can survive on, it ain't working no more. We're not moving on it. There's a morality clause that some are born with, and we're going to maintain. Okay. And some people aren't born with it, but would like that rather than the malfunction and the destruction that they're putting down on themselves. Okay. And that's what we're going to have to operate by. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, hyperindependence is the name of the game. That is the root of philosophy. That is the root of all my books, because you are underneath attack. I am underneath attack. And there was no way to truly counterattack but giving definition to the attack that other people didn't know was really occurring. Okay. So since you've decided to try to kill us off with your food, you tried to kill us off with your, poisoning the air. You try to kill us off by separating man from woman. You try to kill us off by your music. You try to kill us off by the fucking clothes and the linens that we wear. Yeah, there is a science to the linens that you wear and what type of energy that comes from it, and how that affects your status of being healthy or sick, and your mentality. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So just like women don't respect a man that always caters to them with no boundaries. Yeah. But who cares about a woman's respect? That's the whole thing. See, that, in my world, women don't have a judgment clause. You're not, you have no superiority in anything to make a judgment call on a goddamn thing. So let's just keep that clear. You have to have, a status of the president, vice president. You have to have a status of corporate officer. You have to have a status of achievement in order to lay any form of judgment. You see what I'm saying? So what little statements they make up on the Facebook, or a nigga ain't no real nigga, bitch, shut the fuck up. You have no judgment clause on anything on this goddamn planet. Okay? You probably don't even know if your fucking dog is a male or a female. Okay? You have no fucking judgment clause. So I don't give a fuck about what a broad respects or what she don't respect. Who the fuck is that? What the fuck are you? Like, nigga, what? You have no importance anywhere underneath the sun. Nobody seeks you as a solution for a goddamn thing. So where's your fucking importance at for you to make any type of clause? I don't hear that shit. I don't give a fuck. And when you let that type of zone, what I just stated right there, sit into your mind, a bitch can't fuck with your self-esteem on no level. You see, when you care about a woman's judgments, then you've already put your self-esteem in the status of vulnerability where she can fuck you up. You know, bitch can't fuck me up. If I fuck a bitch and I nut in 2 minutes, oh well, I don't care, bitch. You know, how much nigga I done had threesomes, had bitches falling asleep. So nigga, my record is good. Do you understand me? My record is good with or without you. You know, your judgment clause means of a nothing. You understand? And that's same with a nigga. Your judgment clause means nothing. You know, oh man, you should have said this on this song. You should have said this on that. You should have did the beat like this. Nigga, how many albums you got out? Oh, you have 9. Then you shut the fuck up because I have 12. That's how that works. And my music is internationally known. Okay, that's how that works. Um, you know, I you have no authority to give any form of judgment. So I don't give a fuck about what you think, nigga. You ain't, you don't hand out medals and trophies, nigga. Like, who the fuck are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have no level of importance in my psyche, bro. You pay no bill over here. So until that day, the only motherfucker that assists with the bill has something to say. You know what I'm saying? So I don't give a fuck about what a motherfucker thinking. You know, there's baselines of human operation, and I think on a different space, I think on the unconscious mind of things. So, I can develop products, like a motherfucker look at Kicked Out of Heaven and say, man, you should have did it like this. You should have did it like that, man. If I was you, I would have did it like this. I said, man, have you developed any product that is world renowned? Have you developed any product that is evaluated in the thousands of dollars? Oh, you haven't? Then you shut the fuck up, is what you do. If you ain't got nothing good to say, you say nothing at all. If you're not going to do it right, don't do it at all. Both of those things my mom used to say to me, and that's where it's at, you know. So a woman's respect means what? I've had so much coochie during the course of my days. It's like, and nigga, so what? I'm not jumping. I'm not no 5-year-old boy finna be jumping up and down about your ass. You best believe that shit. I do what the fuck I need to do for family basis and for a motherfucker that's a writer. But guess what? You're not gonna be able to find out if somebody is a writer until the space of about 2-3 years and their stability to stay down. And motherfuckers don't got no stability. Trees and growth have stability. They have to go through shit, piss, storms, hail, snow, being frozen. They have to go through all of that in order to grow. Okay. The seed has to go through all of that in order to grow. Like I said, I'm out here in the desert. They don't have all of those complexes. So, everything is beep, beep, run, beep, beep, run, beep, beep, da-da, beep, beep, da-da. And it's high level anxiety, which is a very dangerous mind frame to have when it comes to stability, and if you don't have any focus, you can't stare through the scope, you can't sit there like a Marine, a sniper, and sit in the grass and ready to take a motherfucker down, then you're not gonna make it. You know, I used to look at mental breakdowns as right, and that's the average Negro mind. It's like, yeah, whatever, nigga, you're faking it. This isn't real, but it really is real. A person is, I guess, is going through that pain because they say they're going through that pain, and there's nothing in existence that you can say that states that a person isn't going through that pain. And that is something I ain't learned until I went through the plague section in the Kicked Out of Heaven. It was very clear that when somebody says that they're going through something, they literally are going through something, and it is civil, it is merciful for you to assist a person going through shit, but as you're going through a nasty situation. Like, I remember one time, I was driving home, I was drinking my Johnny Walker Black, and a car was flipped over on the turnpike. The turnpike was split, and they flipped over right here. This is right when I was I still living in, yeah, I was still living in the old crib, and the stars just hopped on my head. Are you gonna pull over and help, or are you gonna keep moving like you didn't see shit? And just the guilt falls over me, and I said, man, I pulled over and I got out the car and I tried to cut the seatbelt. It was a old Mexican lady in the car. I tried to cut the seatbelt. I started to try to cut it with my key because I didn't have nothing else. And then a dude walked up to me and gave me a knife. So I cut the seatbelt. I dragged the woman out of the car. And you gotta understand, I'm on my buzz, man. I'm over here drinking scotch and shit. So I'm like, man, I pulled her out of the car. I said, okay, you good? You good? And I gave dude back his knife. It was like, you good? Take care of her. And I just hopped back in my car and got the fuck on before the police showed up. Because the police show up, oh, I smell something on your breath. Were you involved in the car? We're not finna do all that, nigga. So I just pulled the lady out and I kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? So you have to help, I guess, when the situation arises. But when it comes to people that people may get into situations and they're trying to drag you into them. So you definitely want to inspect a little bit better on how a person got into the peril that they've gotten into. Because and the reason it being I say it like that is because a lot of people will intentionally fuck themselves up because they think they can call on you. Okay. They will intentionally go out here and drive into the wall and do all types of shit. Yeah, I could take this car and drive it in the wall. And then what's really so crazy is they talk all boastful like they're big OG to their friends when you're not around. Yeah, I could drive this. My man got me. And then the bitch drive the car into the wall because you got 3 cars at the house. Okay. She do it on purpose. You see what I'm saying? And then present it to you like a mistake. When it was all done strategically and it was done on purpose, to cause attention towards you. You know what I'm saying? So you could pay attention to her more. You dig what I'm saying? And it's a bunch of bullshit, man. Like, you know, hyper independence is superior. Hyper independence is a mandate. The majority of people who don't operate in hyper independence are people who want they want to feel the whole hero complex, and they want to feel the whole save me complex. And you have to understand that these things are dopes in the mind. It is a dopamine to be saved. It is a dopamine to scream for help. It is a dopamine for somebody to run for the help. Once you understand that all of human action is basically getting high in a multitude of different forms, because getting high, whether that's drinking liquor or um smoking weed, it is fucking with your oxygen levels, okay, and the oxygen levels that are in your brain. So that is also the course that is also what's happening when you're screaming. That's also what's happening when you're exercising. That's also what's happening when you're drinking coffee. That's also what's happening. So some people, like I stated earlier, they've confused hate with love. And there are children out here who never saw their dad hit their mom or never saw their mom hit their dad. But what they did see was them arguing for hours and hours at night, and screaming at the top of their lungs. You'll rarely see situations of children who went to bed listening to R&B music and watching their parents dance in the living room with each other. That type of nature is not what our culture supports today. So because our culture doesn't support it, that may be looked at as sucker shit, or it may be done once or twice and not continued on. But then again, if the child doesn't witness any form of affection and physical touch given in between the parents, or even given to them as a child, what's appropriate, of course, then um they won't seek that as an adult. And as an adult, if you do attempt to bring affection or things of that nature, they may shy away from it. And once again, be like, what you doing? Why you doing that? Da, 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 da. They'll look at you as some weak teddy bear type motherfucker. You dig what I'm saying? And love is the energy that keeps two humans together for the space of survival, as that's what all beings on this planet is doing, is surviving. So the female who feels as if that you're just some resource of finances that she can extract upon is definitely a vampire and not in the space of understanding how nature works. And we're all outside of the space of reality when we're historically illiterate, and the majority of people don't understand history. And the reason why history isn't taught is because they don't want humans to witness what humans can do to other humans, and that is all in history. Whether you want to talk about Hitler, Stalin, Zulu, whether you want to talk about fucking Napoleon, Alexander the Great, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, but to the brother over here, Willie, that's what women are getting high off of. Women get high off of telling you the boohoo story. Women get high hearing you trying to provide a solution and tell the plan. Women get high off of all of that shit. Everything is orgasmic to them. It's all one big fucking getting high orgy for the female. You dig what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what's going on, whether she's hugging on a child or whether she's getting slapped or whatever the fuck. Is the pressure and the sensitivity to existence that they have incorporates this hallucinogenic um orgasmic feel that they constantly go through throughout their whole course of, no matter what they're doing. No matter if they're screaming at somebody, they got into a car accident, they're over here drunk, they're over here gambling, or whatever the case it may be. You know, that is it. They feel orgasm, they feel, high from that shit. You have to watch that shit. I mean, the preacher jumping up and down at the fucking podium is getting high. That's why he's sweating. Do you understand me? The sweating is the clearing of the toxins that are in the body. So that's what goes on, and that's the real to it. Hyper independence is very important. All my books are based on that, so you can understand your environment, who's trying to attack you, how to identify it, how to protect yourself from it, and how to counterattack if need be. You know, and sometimes when it comes to social wars, it's better to just not let the attack occur, because that in itself is an attack on them, because they feel as if they're going to get some great invisible trophy, or they're going to feel superior to you from releasing that attack on you. That's even talking underneath the breath or spreading rumors behind your back and all of that other type of shit weak ass motherfuckers do, because they don't understand the boardroom and they don't understand progression. And boardroom and progression does not deal and cannot handle a bunch of negative talk and negative energy in the environment. A bunch of sly talking and slick comments and all of that shit does not allow money to grow. That's why the cactus has thorns. Do you understand me? In the middle of the fucking desert. Because it's all these goddamn beings trying to eat off the motherfucker instead of getting their own goddamn shit. And that is the deprivation of the West. You understand me? It's a completely different mentality than what you see on the East Coast or the down south or the Midwest, which has more of a farm understanding and also a more common courtesy understanding because of the perils from the weather patterns, like we see what's going on with the tornadoes and the hurricanes that just occurred. People got together and people are caring about each other a little bit more in their survival through the midst of those situations. Those weather patterns ain't out here. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna grow in the West, that's why you got to grow strong and be in that whole high level bravado shit that you see on all these gangster stories online. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, and that's also hyper independence. The majority of the gangsters out of LA, they evolve into hyper independence. You know what I'm saying? From surviving the penitentiaries, they usually go into NOI. You know what I'm saying? Or they just move out of state, or they just, stabilize themselves and they set, but at a triple OG level where there's not much aggression required out of their operations. You dig what I'm saying? And that's the hyper independent space, because there's so many levels of snitches and bad experiences with bad results that occur, that the brain gets shaped up into a specific type of way. I mean, even with everything that we learned in the conscious community has pushed everybody to be hyper independent. Nobody is going to connect themselves with a system of perverts. And that is exactly what the conscious community devolved themselves into, was a fucking hall of fame of perverts, as they've all been to jail for it. And there's been mass amounts of fallouts that have occurred over the course of what was being done with women, and how children were neglected and things of this nature. And it really fucked with me, because especially with a lot of shit that went down up in there, New York, because there's been many women that called me and was like, yo, you know I sit my son on my lap and we watch the fucking YouTube videos of the conscious community, and in her inferior small fucking brain, she thinks that she's giving her son raw masculinity through a fucking YouTube video from a fucking stranger. Have you lost your goddamn mind? You do not know what these niggas is doing behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? And that energy, whatever they do at all times, is going to permeate on their aura and through, whatever they say and all their actions and behaviors. And we see this. Do we not see this? It all came close, all came out. The Carl Winslow and all of this other shit. And you motherfuckers be watching these weak motherfuckers. You don't know what the fuck they doing behind closed doors. And then it comes out. It does show up, doesn't it? And then it crushes the soul. And now you have, assaulted yourself, and you've assaulted your loved ones by bringing around strangers that you did not completely scan. You did not, put down a screening process with the individuals that you brought into your life. And this is going to be a person I listen to. I don't listen to no Andrew Tate. Look at what happened to the nigga. The nigga got locked up. Supposedly you over here, human trafficking and shit and all other types of shit. We don't know what the fuck is going on. We know your ass disappeared. Okay. Same with what happened with Kevin Samuels. We don't know what the fuck is going on with you, nigga. We don't see no mammy around you, nigga. And supposedly died by some baddie, and we don't even my email is okay, let me put this in here. I'm just gonna type it in, broski. You know. Yeah, y'all can email me about any situation. I've always stayed open. I've always put my phone number out here. I've always, and you know what a lot of weak ass niggas did? A lot of weak ass niggas would want to try to crack in on my IP address. They want to try and track my phone and see if I'm doing some weirdo shit, and think they're going to try to expose a nigga, and they don't find nothing, and then you end up being a bitch. When you go to sleep at night, you staring at the fucking ceiling fan, bitch ass nigga. You dig what I'm saying? It's a lot of that type of shit that occurred. I've gotten calls from, and I'm not saying this about anybody. I'm not saying this about OSO Collective or anybody that's in the room. I'm saying this from my personal experiences that don't involve none of y'all in the audience right now. And I've had individuals call me up who were fans from videos that talking about they gonna kill me, they gonna kill my children. And bro, I've gotten death threats since junior year high school, consistently all my life. Everywhere I go I fuck shit up, so I just stay to myself, my nigga. My energy fucks people up. So I don't know why, I don't know how, whatever, I don't care, nigga. There's rumors going on in the streets of Vegas about me. I'm a killer. I body niggas and all other types of shit. I don't. You niggas don't know me. I don't know you niggas. I'm not trying to figure it out neither. I don't. It's too much to figure out, my nigga. My brain is complex. My brain is not simple, nigga. You see how the shit that I write, the shit that I read, the shit I say, nigga. That's what I was born to do. And you're born to do what you do. I'm born to do what I do. And that's just the bottom line to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the name of the game. So yeah, I've been getting threats on my life for a long time. You know, I still get them. You know, I remember one time me and Shorty went to the goddamn Walmart. And we came back from the Walmart. She just started crying, and she looked at me and was like, "Why do people look at you like they want to kill you?" I was like, "Man, bro, it's the demons and the devils and motherfuckers. I can see them. They see me, nigga. This is angel here, nigga. Double-edged sword. You know what I'm saying?" So, um, yeah, that's been the life. That is the hyper independence. That's why I deal with people in light rooms where there's light. I don't be trying to yell at a motherfucker all up in the dark, trying to figure somebody out. I need to figure you out. That's why I love going to somebody's house. If we supposed to be building with each other and shit, I need to see how your brain operates, because your brain operates how your house operates. If your house is full of junk and full of shit everywhere, and you sleeping on the couch and shit, you got bums over here and bums over there and shit. That's how your brain operates. You don't got no clarity, my nigga. And if you ain't got no clarity, you ain't gonna be able to function. There will be no progression because you have too much clog. Okay. And that's why I don't put all them extra ad libs and all that bullshit in my music, because it's called brain clog. Okay. I can't watch a video where somebody's explaining something and they got back music playing. If you explaining something, what the fuck do I need to hear the music for when I'm listening to you, nigga? When I remember when I was young and they be in the church and the nigga be out there, oh, well, and saying all this shit. I'm like, nigga, shut the fuck up while the preacher is goddamn talking so I can hear what he's saying. And you over here got to put the brain clog. You have the fat back. You got the fucking hog mog moving around in the fucking frontal cortex, nigga. The cerebral, nigga. You have the catfish juice, thick and cloggy. You understand? No. It is not what we're going to do. Clarity is what I like, my dog. So my music will be in clarity. The books are going to be in clarity. It's very simple for you to look at the little paragraph that's stated in my book. You see the number, you go to the back of the book, and the number says where the book is at. It's really simple. We don't got to do all this footnotes and all this other extra shit you niggas be trying to put in the fucking way. It's clog, my nigga. Get to the fucking point. A to Z, my nigga. And here's why you have to get to the point. Because there's going to be another point to get to after you get to that point. And then after that point, there's another point. Then after that point is another point. You're going to have to keep going, keep going, keep going. That's what the game is. You understand? Just like, I thought I was done with the witchcraft. No, nigga, there's a whole nother level. We got to go do the encyclopedia, nigga. You understand? Then we find out this level. Oh, no, there's another responsibility we have to do over here. It is war. You understand? And you will be stuck with your industry no matter how long you're in it. Okay? I mean, you will be stuck with your industry until death, no matter if you want to retire or not, no matter if you pass the baton on to the next generation. You will be stuck with your industry. You dig what I'm saying? Whatever you choose to, you're going to be riding with it till death. You dig what I'm saying? And that's just what this environment is. But, yo, I got to get up out of here. I ran my mouth too much. If you got a couple questions, you better shoot them quick because I'm about to skedaddle. You dig? Hyper independence, man, it's very important, man. Hyper independence, bro. Because nobody is trustworthy, man. Even the woman that you poking on, even the woman that you done came in a million times can still turn her back on your monkey ass. Do you understand? So don't all of that other shit. You don't know when somebody has chosen to declare war on you in their mind. You don't know when. You don't know when. You don't know the skills of the spy and how well they can smile at you and laugh with you, and they're setting you up for the great fall. They're setting you up for the great robbery, because the majority of these monkeys who claim themselves human only see other monkeys. They do not see the trees. They do not see the plants. They don't see nothing else but the possibility to extract, whether that be stress, whether that be tears, whether that be fear, whether that be happiness. The humans want to be vampires that extract energy out of other humans. That is one of the main goals in art. Your art is not art until you can make the fan cry. You whether it be music, whether it be a painting, whether it be orchestra, whatever the fuck you're doing, whether it be a sport, you have not conducted art until that art has brought tears out of the mundane, okay, out of the average person, okay, and I have art that did that. That's what my intention was with that song, Racism, and it did make people cry. I've seen it with my own eyes once they saw the video when I did it at first. So and that's the essence and the passion that's in that song, the Poltergeist video, and that's when you are a great artiste, is when you can bring the tears. If you can't bring the tears, that's why the interviewer on the TV, they always ask the questions, the hardcore questions that are going to invoke the tears. We need emotional movement here, and that's what's going on. So yeah, I got business to get to. You know what I'm saying? Like I definitely appreciate everybody that showed up today. Yes, we're still gonna get down on all of the sports book and the stock market. So I know y'all I know the energy's building up in your chest because we got some shit to do. I'm gonna be showing y'all some winnings here pretty soon. And no, I did not get into the sports book because of these lying ass Photoshop tickets these niggas be showing up, and these parlay tickets these niggas be showing all on the Instagram and shit. I don't believe shit, nigga. You're a liar. You understand? You're fucking human with the two eyes. You have the fucking two holes in the nose and the two ears. You're a goddamn liar. You know, and that's just what it is. You know, and the majority of industries, when you pay attention to it, they're thriving off of lies. You understand? So we're not gonna get down with that, and that is not the way I've. The reason why I got into sports book, I got into sports book because of the reality of what I see on how these apps are functioning, and live betting and the whole situation. And not only that, it comes directly out of the medieval. And then not only that, it is a bookmaker, broker. My last name is embedded in all of these systems. So that's automatically the metaphysical invitation to, and then it's all matrix systems too. Very hardcore matrix systems that deal with, the energy and operations of humans. So we have to, read the matrix to see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And reading the matrix thoroughly, will be able to make coin. And that is the point, because we're already unified. Everybody on here, we're already unified. And you want to know how we're unified? It's called things: the dollar bill and the utility bill. So next time black people want to sit up here talking about how we gonna unify the community and the black community, we already have something in common. We are already unified. It's called the dollar bill, and it is called the fucking utility bill. And if you're not paying that, then we don't need to be connected. We don't need to be connected in no way, no shape, size, or form, because you're not responsible. You see what I'm saying? And that's why networking doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be up in these rooms hobnobbing and drinking all this liquor with motherfuckers who don't even pay bills and talking about, yeah, man, we gonna link, and yeah, man, we gonna do this, and then we gonna do this. Man, please, nigga, this nigga sleeping in his goddamn car talking about what the fuck he gonna do. You don't get the fuck out of here, nigga. If you don't got no headquarters, you ain't got no boardroom. And if you ain't got no boardroom and no headquarters where you can motherfucking spread your wares and have, order conducted, an organization conducted within your living space, or whatever office that you purchase, nigga, you can't do shit no way. Isn't it? You're not mentally sound enough to do shit, you know? And people don't like that shit. They want everything to be, oh, nigga, we can make it to the top without a university. No, the fuck you can't. There's exceptions to the rule, but there's the majority rule. And the majority rule is 99.99%. And your fucking exceptions to the rule is 0.01%. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Make the shit work. Do it right or don't do it at all. You dig what I'm saying? And that's just how the game goes. So donate to the 720. You already know we're building the situation for major growth here, and purchase the books because they're available and they are very real. I want all the individuals that are on here that have my books, go ahead and develop some questions, man. Write some questions down. Hopefully tomorrow, 2:00, you got some questions prepared. Y'all can go ahead and put my feet to the fire, man. And let's see what I can do. Let's see, if I can swing in the Thriller Manila and handle in the goddamn ring. Okay. So y'all niggas let me know. And I'm about to be out of this bitch. You dig? Cop the books, cop everything. Donate. Okay. Let me see here. Donate so you won't be bait. Goddamn. Bait on the motherfucking fish hook, nigga. You dig? And I am out of here. Peace. Let me see what song I'm finna play real quick here, man. Yeah, I already got them right here. All right, then.
Las Vegas nights, Las Vegas fights.
Zo mixed it.
Some of my niggas gangster, they gotta show they flag. Some of my niggas hustlers, they gotta get the bag. I like my hoes like my Glock, got that reflex gag. Came through with the part 2, now they big mad. Oh, they big mad, but they ain't big bad. Keeps a red bone bitch with a big fat ass. Them bitches ain't talking, let's they talking about cash. She living for the moment, let's see if it lasts. Las Vegas nights, Las Vegas fights. 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 It's never too much drink. Fuck what they think. Bitches crying me a river while I laugh at the bank. If she wanna ride with me, she gon' do what it takes. Steady working on that pole. Let's see what it makes. Let's see if it shake. Let's see if it quake. Stay moving like a snake. Let's see if it break. I need the love and hate. Keep the game in the face. Her bestie gotta wait. They both ask for a taste. Las Vegas nights, Las Vegas fights. 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 The old heads try to get a homestead before they gone dead. Youngsters want bread, so shells spread like poisonous lead. That's well said, but enough of the explaining. The tough ain't complaining. A diamond in the rough that got stuck in the drainage. Do it for the love, don't be worried about your payments. Your wealth is your wealth and that cancer ain't playing. So when the day comes, nigga, who gon' make arrangements? The bitch you ain't married, or the rich who ain't sharing, or your fans that's comparing you to another. A mic's a hot knife and your life is the butter. So when you speak to God at night, please don't stutter. Just keep me in your prayers. There's many levels and layers and tricky devils and players, whether minor or major. We've been through it all. The bigger they come, the harder they fall. The older we grow, we memorizing the law. And if this is Shark Tank, I'm Spielberg making jaws. Iceberg that will melt for y'all. Ain't nobody gonna be there for your becking and call. And you got them addictions, watch out for withdrawal. Ain't no promise for tomorrow, so praise yesterday. Things just ain't the same, but who is to blame? With the rules of the game, a bunch of fools in the way that didn't study the craft. You lucky to last if you making it past the muddy water bath, the ugly aftermath, the dummy that wants to crash. Your ops wanna blast. I came back from the future, it didn't turn into ash. Ain't no love in hip hop, but you part of the cast. Die hard for the laughs. Metaphors just gonna make you a smart ass. And I'm the brave heart wearing Jason's mask.